The Etruscan civilization, a remarkable and complex culture that flourished in ancient Italy, remains one of the most intriguing and enigmatic chapters of pre-Roman history. Emerging around the 9th century BCE, the Etruscans inhabited a region known as Etruria, which encompassed parts of modern-day Tuscany, Lazio, and Umbria. Their cities, such as Tarquinia, Cerveteri, and Veii, became significant centers of trade and political power, contributing to a vibrant society that played a crucial role in the development of early Roman culture. Despite their eventual assimilation into the Roman Republic by the 3rd century BCE, the Etruscans left an indelible mark on the civilization that would dominate the Mediterranean for centuries. Etruscan art is notable for its beauty and craftsmanship, showcasing a blend of influences from both the indigenous Italian and the Mediterranean world. Their sculptures, pottery, and frescoes often depicted scenes of daily life, mythology, and religious rituals, providing a window into their beliefs and values. The Etruscans' religious practices were rich and diverse, featuring a pantheon of gods and a unique form of divination, which played a significant role in their society. As the Roman Republic expanded, Etruscan culture gradually intertwined with Roman traditions. Many elements of Etruscan governance, religion, and artistic expression were absorbed into Roman life, highlighting the importance of the Etruscans as a precursor to Roman civilization. Despite their eventual decline, the Etruscans left behind a legacy that continues to influence our understanding of ancient history and the development of Western culture. In this documentary, we will delve into the multifaceted world of the Etruscans, exploring their rich cultural heritage, societal structures, artistic achievements, and their enduring impact on the Roman Empire. Through this exploration, we aim to shed light on a civilization that, while often overshadowed by its Roman successors, deserves recognition for its significant contributions to the tapestry of ancient history. The origins of the Etruscan civilization remain a subject of scholarly debate, with two primary theories emerging: the indigenous theory and the Eastern origins theory. The indigenous theory posits that the Etruscans evolved from the native Italic populations in the region of Etruria, suggesting a gradual development of their society over centuries. This view is supported by archaeological evidence indicating continuity in local settlements from the Bronze Age into the early Iron Age, culminating in the establishment of Etruscan culture by the 9th century BCE. Conversely, the Eastern origins theory suggests that the Etruscans migrated from the Near East, particularly from regions like Anatolia. Proponents of this theory argue that linguistic similarities between the Etruscan language and certain languages of the Eastern Mediterranean, as well as cultural artifacts resembling those found in the Eastern Mediterranean, support this notion. Notably, the Etruscan language is distinct and not directly related to any known Indo-European languages, which further complicates the understanding of their origins. Genetic studies have provided some evidence supporting both perspectives, indicating a complex ancestry that incorporates elements from both indigenous Italic populations and migrants from the East. The Etruscan civilization began to take shape in the 9th century BCE, marked by the emergence of city-states that became the hallmark of Etruscan political organization. Prominent Etruscan city-states included Tarquinia, Cerveteri, and Volterra, each serving as cultural and political centers. Tarquinia, renowned for its elaborate tombs and vibrant frescoes, was a key player in trade and diplomacy. The necropolis of Tarquinia, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, features some of the finest examples of Etruscan funerary art, reflecting their beliefs about the afterlife. Cerveteri, another major city-state, was famous for its monumental burial mounds, known as tumuli. These mounds housed elaborate tombs filled with exquisite grave goods, highlighting the importance of the afterlife in Etruscan culture. The Banditaccia necropolis in Cerveteri is one of the largest and most important burial sites in the Mediterranean, offering valuable insights into Etruscan social structure and beliefs. Volterra, known for its production of fine alabaster and as a center for the arts, played a significant role in Etruscan trade. The city's strategic location allowed it to thrive economically, and its ruins, including the Etruscan walls and temples, testify to its historical significance. Each of these city-states was interconnected through trade and cultural exchange, forming a network that contributed to the richness of Etruscan civilization. From the 9th century BCE through to the 3rd century BCE, Etruria witnessed significant developments in political organization, art, and culture. By the 6th century BCE, the Etruscans had established a powerful confederation of city-states, often referred to as the Etruscan League. This league facilitated cooperation among the city-states in matters of trade, religion, and military defense against external threats, particularly from neighboring Italic tribes and the expanding Greek settlements along the coast. Etruscan influence reached its peak during the 5th century BCE, when their civilization was at the height of its cultural achievements. The Etruscans engaged in extensive trade with Greece and the Near East, importing luxury goods that reflected their wealth and status. They developed a distinctive art style characterized by vivid frescoes, bronze work, and intricate jewelry, which showcased their advanced craftsmanship. However, the rise of Rome marked a turning point in Etruscan history. The growing power of the Roman Republic, which began to expand aggressively in the 4th century BCE, posed a significant threat to the autonomy of Etruscan city-states. The Etruscans attempted to resist Roman encroachment, but by the late 3rd century BCE, their civilization was largely assimilated into the Roman Republic following a series of military defeats. The final blow to Etruscan independence came with the Roman conquest of Veii in 396 BCE, a major Etruscan city. This victory not only marked the decline of Etruscan power but also set a precedent for further Roman expansion throughout Etruria. By the end of the 3rd century BCE, most Etruscan city-states had lost their autonomy, and their culture began to merge with that of the Romans. The timeline of Etruscan history illustrates a vibrant civilization that thrived for nearly a millennium, making significant contributions to the cultural landscape of ancient Italy. Their city-states flourished in trade, art, and political organization, and although they eventually succumbed to Roman domination, the Etruscans' legacy endured. Elements of their language, religious practices, and artistic styles persisted within Roman culture, affirming their importance in the broader narrative of ancient history. The social structure of the Etruscan civilization was marked by a hierarchy that defined the roles and statuses of individuals within their society. At the top of this hierarchy was the nobility, a privileged class that included wealthy landowners and powerful families. These nobles held significant influence over political, religious, and economic matters in their respective city-states. They often possessed vast estates and were responsible for maintaining the social order, participating in governance, and upholding traditional customs. Beneath the nobility were the commoners, who made up the majority of the population. This class comprised artisans, farmers, merchants, and laborers. Commoners had a degree of social mobility, which was somewhat unusual for ancient civilizations. They could improve their status through trade, military service, or by gaining wealth and influence. Some commoners even gained the right to participate in local governance, although their power was limited compared to the elite. Slaves constituted the lowest tier of Etruscan society. They were typically prisoners of war, individuals in debt, or those born into slavery. Although slaves were considered property and had few rights, they were often treated with a degree of humanity. Some slaves could earn their freedom through loyalty or service, and there are instances of freedmen rising to positions of importance within Etruscan society. A distinctive feature of Etruscan society was the relatively high status afforded to women. Unlike many ancient civilizations, Etruscan women enjoyed more rights and freedoms. They could own property, engage in business, and participate in social gatherings alongside men. Etruscan art and tomb inscriptions often depict women in positions of prominence, suggesting that they played a vital role in family and community life. This more egalitarian approach to gender roles set the Etruscans apart from their contemporaries and contributed to the unique dynamics of their society. Etruscan city-states operated independently, each with its own political structure. Governance was primarily characterized by a mix of monarchy and aristocracy. The ruling elite often appointed a king or a chief, who held significant authority in matters of war, religion, and law. However, the king's power was balanced by a council of elders, composed of representatives from noble families, which acted as an advisory body and played a crucial role in decision-making. The council of elders was essential in maintaining the political stability of Etruscan city-states. It provided a platform for the aristocracy to discuss matters of governance and community welfare. Elders were responsible for upholding traditions, managing resources, and ensuring that the laws were adhered to. Their authority was rooted in respect and lineage, as they were often chosen from the most prestigious families. In addition to the king and the council of elders, Etruscan city-states had elected officials who played a significant role in local governance. These officials, known as sacerdotes, priests, and magistrates, were responsible for various administrative tasks, including overseeing religious ceremonies, managing public works, and maintaining law and order. Elections were usually held in the context of local assemblies, where citizens had the opportunity to participate in political life, reflecting a degree of civic engagement. The interplay between the monarchy, the council of elders, and elected officials created a system of checks and balances that prevented the concentration of power in any single individual or group. This governance structure fostered a sense of community and collective responsibility, allowing for a relatively stable and prosperous society. The Etruscan lifestyle was shaped by a robust agricultural economy and a vibrant trade network. Agriculture played a crucial role in sustaining their society, with farmers cultivating crops such as grains, olives, and grapes. The fertile soil of Etruria, combined with advanced farming techniques, enabled the Etruscans to produce surplus goods, which contributed to their economic prosperity. Trade was another essential aspect of Etruscan life, as city-states engaged in commerce with neighboring regions, including Greece, the Mediterranean, and beyond. The Etruscans were skilled merchants, trading goods such as pottery, metalwork, and textiles for luxury items like wine, olive oil, and precious metals. This extensive trade network allowed them to acquire wealth and foster cultural exchanges with other civilizations. Daily life in Etruscan society revolved around family, work, and community. The family unit was central to Etruscan life, with households typically consisting of extended family members. The roles within the family were often defined, with men engaging in agricultural or trade activities, while women managed domestic affairs and participated in social life. Education was not formalized, but children learned practical skills from their parents, ensuring the continuation of trades and customs. Etruscan social customs reflected their values and beliefs. Rituals surrounding marriage, birth, and death were significant, often involving elaborate ceremonies and communal participation. Festivals and religious observances brought communities together, fostering a sense of belonging and cultural identity. These gatherings often featured music, dance, and feasting, highlighting the importance of social connections in Etruscan culture. Etruscan art is characterized by its distinctive styles, materials, and themes. Etruscan artisans excelled in various art forms, including pottery, sculpture, and metalwork. The intricate designs on Etruscan pottery, often adorned with depictions of mythological scenes and daily life, showcased their artistic skill and storytelling abilities. The use of a unique red figure technique in pottery also indicated a level of sophistication influenced by Greek styles. Sculpture played a significant role in Etruscan art, particularly in the context of funerary practices. Etruscan tombs were adorned with sculptures that depicted the deceased in lifelike forms, often positioned in reclining poses, which conveyed a sense of vitality and presence. The famous sarcophagus of the married couple from Cerveteri exemplifies this approach, illustrating not only artistic talent but also the Etruscan values of family and companionship. Architecturally, the Etruscans are known for their monumental tombs, temples, and urban planning. Their tombs, often constructed as elaborate underground chambers, were designed to resemble houses, reflecting their beliefs in an afterlife. The interiors of these tombs were often adorned with colorful frescoes that depicted scenes of banquets, music, and everyday activities, providing insights into Etruscan life and beliefs. Temples dedicated to Etruscan deities were another architectural achievement. Constructed using mud, brick, and timber, these temples featured distinctive columns and roof designs that would later influence Roman architecture. The layout of Etruscan cities also showcased advanced urban planning, with a focus on public spaces, roads, and defensive structures. The use of the arch in Etruscan architecture laid the groundwork for Roman innovations in building techniques. The Etruscan religion was a polytheistic belief system characterized by a rich pantheon of gods and goddesses, each associated with various aspects of life, nature, and the cosmos. Central to Etruscan spirituality was the belief in divine forces that influenced human affairs, and the Etruscans sought to understand and appease these deities through rituals, offerings, and ceremonies. Some of the principal deities in the Etruscan pantheon included Tinia, the equivalent of the Roman Jupiter, Uni, similar to Juno, and Menarvier, akin to Minerva, who were often depicted in Etruscan art and temples. Religious practices were deeply intertwined with daily life and societal norms. The Etruscans conducted rituals at temples and public altars, where priests and priestesses performed sacrifices, burned incense, and made offerings to the gods. These rituals were believed to ensure favor and protection from the deities. Etruscan religion also involved festivals and communal celebrations, which strengthened social bonds within communities. A significant aspect of Etruscan religion was the practice of divination, a method through which priests interpreted the will of the gods. The Etruscans employed various forms of divination, including augury, interpreting the flight patterns of birds, haruspicy, examining the entrails of sacrificed animals, and the study of lightning and other natural phenomena. Divination played a crucial role in decision-making at both personal and political levels, as individuals and leaders sought divine guidance in matters of war, agriculture, and other important issues. Prophecy was often regarded as a means of foreseeing future events, and many Etruscans consulted oracles for answers to pressing questions. Etruscan funerary customs reflect their beliefs about life after death and the importance of honoring the deceased. The Etruscans viewed death as a transition to another existence, and they believed that the deceased needed proper care and provisions to ensure a successful journey into the afterlife. This belief led to the construction of elaborate tombs, which served not only as burial sites but also as places of remembrance. Tombs were often designed to resemble houses, complete with rooms and furniture, creating a comfortable environment for the deceased. The interiors of these tombs were adorned with exquisite frescoes depicting scenes from daily life, mythology, and religious rituals. The Tomb of the Diver, one of the most famous Etruscan tombs, showcases a banquet scene, illustrating the importance of communal meals and celebrations in the afterlife. Grave goods, including pottery, jewelry, tools, and food offerings, were placed in the tombs to accompany the deceased on their journey. These items were not only intended to provide for the needs of the deceased but also served as a reflection of the individual's status and wealth during their lifetime. The significance of tombs in Etruscan culture extended beyond the individual, as they were often family burial sites that represented lineage and heritage. Etruscan religious beliefs also had a profound impact on their art and architecture. The vivid frescoes and intricate sculptures found in tombs and temples were not merely decorative, they conveyed spiritual messages and beliefs about the afterlife. Temples dedicated to Etruscan deities featured elaborate sculptures and reliefs that depicted mythological scenes, showcasing the importance of religion in Etruscan art and public life. The Etruscan civilization had a significant influence on the development of Roman culture, particularly in areas such as religion, architecture, and governance. As the Romans expanded their territory and encountered the Etruscans, they adopted various elements of Etruscan culture that would shape their own society. One of the most notable areas of influence was religion. The Etruscans' pantheon of gods and religious practices laid the groundwork for the Roman belief system. Many Etruscan deities were integrated into Roman mythology, often with modified names and attributes. The practice of divination, particularly augury and haruspicy, was also adopted by the Romans, who incorporated these methods into their own religious observances. The importance of omens and signs in decision-making became a hallmark of Roman governance, reflecting Etruscan practices. Architecturally, the Etruscans contributed significantly to the development of Roman building techniques. The use of the arch and vault, prominent features in Etruscan architecture, were adopted and refined by the Romans, leading to the construction of monumental structures such as aqueducts, bridges, and the iconic Colosseum. Etruscan temple design, with its emphasis on axial planning and a raised platform, also influenced Roman temple architecture, particularly in the construction of temples dedicated to their gods. The political organization of the Etruscans had a lasting impact on Roman governance. The Etruscan system of city-states, governed by a mix of monarchy and aristocracy, provided a model for Roman political structures. The Roman Republic adopted certain aspects of Etruscan governance, including the use of elected officials and a Senate-like council to advise leaders. The practice of appointing a dictator in times of crisis, which originated in Etruscan governance, became a vital part of Roman political life. Notable Etruscans also played crucial roles in shaping Roman history. One of the most famous figures is Tarquin the Proud, Tarquinius Superbus, the last king of Rome, who was believed to have Etruscan origins. His reign, characterized by tyranny and autocracy, ultimately led to his overthrow and the establishment of the Roman Republic in 509 BCE. Despite his negative portrayal in Roman historical narratives, Tarquin's Etruscan heritage highlights the deep connections between the two civilizations. Another key figure is Lars Porsena, an Etruscan king of Clusium, who became renowned for his military prowess and opposition to Roman expansion. His legendary siege of Rome during the early days of the Republic exemplifies the tensions between the two cultures. While ultimately unsuccessful, Porsena's attempts to restore the Tarquin dynasty reinforced the idea of Etruscans as formidable adversaries in the eyes of the Romans. The influence of Etruscans extended beyond individual figures. It permeated Roman culture, society, and governance. As Rome grew, it absorbed and adapted many Etruscan customs, beliefs, and practices, ultimately contributing to the development of a distinctive Roman identity. The legacy of the Etruscans is evident in various aspects of Roman life, from religion and politics to art and architecture, demonstrating the profound impact of this ancient civilization on the trajectory of Western history. The decline of the Etruscan civilization was closely tied to the rise of Rome, which gradually expanded its territory and influence over the Italian peninsula. By the late 5th century BCE, Rome had begun to assert itself militarily and politically, challenging the established power of the Etruscan city-states. Several key battles and political shifts marked this transition, leading to the eventual assimilation of Etruscan cities into the Roman Republic. One of the significant battles contributing to the decline was the Battle of the Caudine Forks in 321 BCE, where the Romans faced defeat against the Samnites. Although this defeat was not directly against the Etruscans, it highlighted the vulnerabilities of Roman military strategy. As Rome sought to consolidate its power, it engaged in various conflicts with neighboring Etruscan states. By the 4th century BCE, the Etruscans were facing increasing pressure from both internal divisions and external threats, as rival powers sought to capitalize on their weakened state. Additionally, political shifts played a crucial role in the Etruscan decline. As Rome expanded, it began to exert influence over Etruscan political structures, often installing Roman governors and administrators in key positions. The rise of popular assemblies and the push for democratic governance in Rome diminished the traditional aristocratic power held by the Etruscans, leading to further marginalization. The final blow to Etruscan autonomy came in 264 BCE, when the last major Etruscan city, Volsini, was conquered by Rome, effectively ending Etruscan political independence. The assimilation of Etruscan cities into the Roman Republic resulted in a gradual erosion of Etruscan culture and identity. While some Etruscan customs and practices were absorbed into Roman culture, many aspects of Etruscan identity faded as the Roman way of life became dominant. The once thriving Etruscan civilization was reduced to a memory, overshadowed by the burgeoning power of Rome. Despite their decline, the Etruscans left a profound and lasting impact on Roman culture and identity. Their contributions are evident in various facets of Roman life, including religion, architecture, governance, and social customs. Etruscan religious practices, including the worship of deities and rituals of divination, were integrated into Roman religion, shaping the spiritual landscape of the Roman Empire. The Etruscans' pantheon of gods and goddesses became a part of Roman mythology, and their emphasis on auspicious omens influenced Roman decision-making processes. Architecturally, Etruscan innovations in construction, particularly the use of the arch, were adopted and refined by the Romans, leading to the development of monumental structures that defined Roman engineering. Etruscan temple design served as a template for Roman temples, which were often dedicated to the same deities, showcasing the continuity of cultural practices. In governance, the Etruscan system of city-states and aristocratic councils provided a model for Roman political structures. The Roman Republic, with its Senate and elected officials, mirrored Etruscan political organization, reflecting the interconnectedness of these two civilizations. Etruscan legal customs and social hierarchies also influenced Roman law and societal norms, contributing to the establishment of a distinct Roman identity. Modern perceptions of the Etruscans have evolved significantly, particularly with advancements in archaeological discoveries. As excavations of Etruscan sites have uncovered rich tombs, artifacts, and inscriptions, scholars have gained valuable insights into Etruscan society, culture, and beliefs. This ongoing research has revealed the complexities of Etruscan life and their interactions with neighboring cultures, challenging earlier notions of the Etruscans as a primitive society overshadowed by the Romans. The resurgence of interest in Etruscan civilization can be seen in modern exhibitions, publications, and educational programs that highlight their contributions to ancient history. Archaeological discoveries, such as the tombs of Tarquinia and Cerveteri, have become focal points for understanding Etruscan art and culture. These sites showcase intricate frescoes, sculptures, and artifacts that provide a glimpse into Etruscan life, beliefs, and social structure. In summary, the Etruscan civilization played a pivotal role in shaping the cultural and historical landscape of ancient Italy and beyond. This essay has explored the key aspects of Etruscan society, including their historical context, social structure, religious beliefs, and lasting impact on Rome. Despite their eventual decline, the Etruscans left an indelible mark on Roman culture, influencing various aspects of religion, governance, and architecture. Studying Etruscan civilization is essential for understanding the complexities of ancient history, particularly the interactions between different cultures in the Mediterranean region. The Etruscans were not merely precursors to the Romans. They were a distinct and sophisticated civilization with their own identity, achievements, and contributions. Their legacy continues to resonate in modern scholarship and cultural discourse, reminding us of the importance of examining the diverse tapestry of human history. The exploration of Etruscan civilization enriches our understanding of ancient societies and their enduring influence on the world. By recognizing the significance of the Etruscans, we gain valuable insights into the development of Western culture and the intricate connections between civilizations that shape the course of history.